You don't need a microphone. Let's go, Karen. Thank you. How are you? Better than you. Well, I'm always excited for our organization, excited for the players. I am appreciative of their work and their efforts. Everybody's stepping up. We're using everybody. Everybody's making plays. Everybody's helping us win. I'm excited for these guys, but they're also they're not satisfied, and I can tell that. And it wasn't pretty. Defense kept us in there, and then when we needed it, our offense was able to come through late in the game there in the second half with a touchdown, give us a 2-score lead. And then I felt like that drive backed up there from the 3-yard line where we ran the ball and took a lot of clock was pretty classy.
Mike, your defense has allowed 19 points. Well, if you look at it in 2 games, what have they done well in your mind?
They're playing well together. I feel like they're complementing each other, and our turnovers are created by more than one guy. There's some great efforts, but it's somebody tipping a pass, or it's somebody that's putting pressure. That's usually helping that dude. Or Zach's, dialing something up that kind of changes the look, and we're taking advantage of, our opportunities, and that's what it's going to take in the playoffs. Is you got to take care of the ball and turn it over.
Coach, congratulations on the win. How would you define the resiliency of your football team?
I think again, there's times where it doesn't look great, and we know going against a great defense, which that's what they are. It's hard. There's some tough sledding, and there's some plays that don't look great. It's a fast, talented defense, and we talked about that coming in. But in the end, it felt like we just kind of stuck around, and we always talk about it only takes one play. And early on, that might have been Pop and Marcus. KC caused that touchdown that Marcus took back, or Chaisson in the second half, and Drake giving him a ball. So it just takes one play, and I think that sparks us.
Over here. You mentioned the offense there in the fourth quarter, and we've talked to you about Drake all season, but maybe not the best first 3 quarters. Just talk a little bit about what he was able to do and kind of stay resilient in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, we talk about not going in the blender, and I think it's hard. They put pressure on us, and we know we got to take care of the ball. Drake knows that. But to be able to stay the course and to trust Chaisson and give him a great ball that, it was him or nobody. And those guys have kind of done that all year. Is when we needed a play, they've been able to do that for us.
You said at the beginning, Mike, that the players aren't satisfied, and you can tell that. Can you give me an example of what you saw that indicates that? And also, coach's job is always to tune out the noise. There's going to be a heck of a lot of noise this week. Are you satisfied that you've got your players to tune out that noise, or is that a work in progress?
Well, it's going to, we know the stadium's going to be loud, so the louder the better. Every opportunity. I think what they've done is we've asked them to embrace the preparation, embrace the strain, and also enjoy every minute of this. Enjoy walking into this stadium, coming in here. Enjoy putting your uniform on. Enjoy going out there and warm-ups. Enjoy seeing your family, but most especially enjoy, the execution. So we'll keep doing that, and we know we got to go on the road to a number 1 seed in the AFC, and it's not going to be easy, but we'll come out and be ready to go.
Coach, congratulations on the victory here tonight. You talked about a loud stadium potentially in store for next week. How much do you feel that the home crowd played into the victory tonight in the last home game of the season? Well,
they help. They help tremendously. And again, there was, they ratcheted up there in the fourth quarter and some of those third down stops that, back by the lighthouse. I felt like that was really ratcheted up. And, when they chose to punt, that was huge for us. And then, they got a great punt, and then, we took the ball. But the harder we play and the more plays that we make, the louder they're going to get. I've said this since we've been here. They're knowledgeable fans. They've seen a lot of good football over the course of 20-some years. So they know what it looks like, and they have high expectations.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Soph.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, what did you see from your defense as it concerned the takeaways tonight and how they were able to just generate so many of them?
Yeah, again, it was a group effort, and we talked about it being a group effort, and whether that's understanding the call, understanding where each guy fits. But I felt like, especially on Marcus's, we talked about some of these boots, and KC was able to force the quarterback into a mistake, and we tipped some passes. And again, there's some other plays that are close, with the quarterback's arm. I think we kept, changing the look up on a little bit. Give our guys credit, to be able to disguise. We talked about that, and certainly affecting the quarterback is a big part of winning in this league.
Mike, you mentioned at the outset, everybody's stepping up, everyone's making plays. What does it mean to you as a coach to get a full three-phase effort in a playoff win here tonight?
I mean, a lot goes into it. We always give the credit to the players, but I'm extremely lucky for the staff that we have. Their knowledge, their alignment, their loyalty, and the ability that they've given our players to have confidence in their job is something that I really appreciate. So, again, the results will always be for the players, and because of the players. But, I appreciate the staff, and I can't thank them enough. Again, I tell the players all the time I'm proud to be their coach, but I appreciate the staff as well.
Hey, Coach, you always do such a good job of complimenting your players. But in terms of preparation, you take so much pride in getting them ready. Was there something specific you did in preparation for this game that you reflect on now that worked in this game?
I mean, it wasn't. I thought that we've tried to add situations to the postseason. I think we've tried to, instead of doing it on Saturday, we've tried to maybe add those situations during practice on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, as opposed to doing them in the walkthrough, just because we know how critical they are. But I don't. Again, we've tried to stay consistent and not make it, we understand how important these games are and how critical each play is. But to not, just change everything we've done. We practiced on Thursdays fast, and we put pads on, and they embraced that. And, we knew it would be a physical game. We knew it would be a tough game. And, again, we just have to keep getting better.
Last question, Doug Kite on far right. Hey, Mike, congratulations. There was a lot of talk about the Texans' defense this week. Did you feel like your defense took that personally at all?
But yeah, I'm sure they're going to tell you that here in 30 seconds when you guys go rushing out of here. As soon as Nicole leads you guys out of here, you guys will go. And now, again, they're really good for a reason. They've shown it each and every week. But our guys are prideful men, and they want to compete and they want to win. And again, they deserve the recognition that they're going to get. I mean, they're top 5 defense for a reason as well. And so, again, that's how some of these things go. It comes down to turnovers, and we've got them in, get back on track. We force second and longs because we stopped the run. And I'm proud of each and every guy in there. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Christian, nice to see you. Congrats. What was this week like for you coming back? And then, I think Kairos Tonga said the other day, I like us when it comes to your defense. What did you guys do well in this one from start to finish?
Yeah, for sure. We had a plan. We executed, went out there, and we're able to do what we do. I mean, of course, we like us as a defense, and we will go up against anybody. So, it was good to get out there and show what we can do.
Christian, how does your game preparation change now with Stidham at quarterback next week? I mean, you've got to turn right around from today's victory and start planning for next week. So what changes in your head and in your team's planning?
I mean, as far as like game planning, nothing really changes. I mean, we're still looking. It's the playoffs and championship game, but as far as the schedule of it doesn't really change. You just come in and we can enjoy this one tonight, but they got a day on us, so we got to get recovered, get ready, and be ready to start game planning and be ready to travel tomorrow.
Bill Burt on your left.
Christian, you were here for a couple of 4-win seasons. We've talked about this before. How do you explain the consistency with this team literally from day one, even after the 1 and 2 start, how you were able to, with so many new coaches, so many new players, that's maybe as amazing as anything, how you guys have been able to continuously, not every game's look perfect, but consistency of effort, consistency of physicality. Talk about that a little bit, where that comes from.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of just came in like Vrabel came in from the first meeting and told us about it and told us about our identity. I mean, y'all see the identity that's up there, and everybody bought in. And I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of like a big thing that nobody believed in us and nobody, you know, counted us like being in any of these games. So to us, we just, you know, come into work every day. You know, everybody's it's such a grateful group. Everybody, you know, there's always smiles around here. Everybody's always, you know, laughing, have a good time. You know, when you're able to do that and lock in when you need to and in meetings and things like that, you know, you build that brotherhood, and we've built that, and it translates to Sundays.
Have you trusted the process the entire way, going back to camps and going back to workouts in the preseason?
For sure. I mean, it's always a little, it can be tough. You know, you get a new coach, but everybody bought in. There was no like halfway. It was everybody bought in. We bought in, and from OTAs, and we've been able to build this and continue to keep going.
Christian, congrats on the win, first of all. And just on a personal level, can you take us through the week a little bit? You're in concussion protocol. Saw obviously the red jersey on Wednesday, and then you get to go on Thursday. What's this been like for you, and then to contribute with 9 tackles tonight?
I mean, sometimes it's league mandated. You have to get tested and things like that. So, you know, that happened, and I was able to pass and clear the test and get out there and practice. And I mean, once Tuesday and Wednesday rolled around, I knew I was good to go, and you know, just treat it like another week. I mean, game plan, watch my film, do what I do it each week, and you know, that didn't really have an effect on my week or anything. I was able to get my reps and do what I do on a normal week.
Last question for Christian.
Christian, how good did you feel for Carlton to get two picks today, and also watch Marcus do what he does, return something for a touchdown again? Yeah,
it was awesome to see CD get 2 picks. You know, that's 4 picks in 2 years for him against the Texans. So, you know, it was awesome to see that. He's one of the hardest workers. You know, we come in every day and you know, we spend a lot of time in the film room together breaking down receivers and offenses, and then, you know, once Marcus touches the ball, he can score from anywhere. So I was trying to get him down to let me get a block for him, but he was able to get in, so that was good. But happy for him and happy for this team, and we'll enjoy it tonight and you know, move on and be ready for Denver. Appreciate it.
Drake, congrats.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.
Just a thought on getting the job done, basically, right? How much of a battle was it for you against their defense, and then to watch your defense do what it did? Yeah,
we knew it was going to be a battle. We knew this was a great football team coming in here. You know, happy for the guys, man. This is one to enjoy. It was tough. You know, battle the elements. You know, props to our defense. They played great. You know, we made enough plays on offense, but you know, we cleaned some stuff up, and we knew they were going to be a good defense. And like I said, our defense, you know, helped us out all night, and special teams was huge as well. So just proud of the guys. Can enjoy this one, and we're back on the road.
Hi, Drake. The touchdown pass to Chaisson Booty.
Yeah.
The play he made, did you even see it, or it's just a matter of you kind of leading him and knowing he was going to make a play?
He keeps on making them. You know, he keeps on making plays, making me look good, and I'm proud to be able to give him some throws to make a play on it. And I think one-hand catch. There's not much else to say about it. It's pretty sweet. We kind of looked. It was kind of the same type throw as my first one, to him, and he made an even better catch this time. So just props to Chaisson for keep on playing. It was huge for us tonight. That receiver room just keeps on doing good things. Good job in the running game, and I think I could have had some chances more downfield and make some better throws. But hey, you can't be too hard on myself and move on to the next one.
Drake, as the fourth quarter started, like what were you thinking about kind of using the clock or getting some more points, or just, it had been obviously a pretty tough tough game up to there. What was going through your mind? And I just wondered if you had any thoughts on Bo Nix and the unfortunate injury.
Yeah, there's just ups and downs with the games. I think just, our mentality on offense is go down and score. There's no mentality. I think when it becomes a two-possession game at the, late in the fourth quarter, it kind of becomes a different deal. Like we were, at the end, just proud of the offensive line for being able to run it when they know we're going to run it. That last, that second to last drive. And then I botched the last third down. I missed the throw. But, really just proud of the guys for running it. It's hard in this league to run it when they know you're going to run it. And, those guys were huge. And fourth quarter, that's when crunch time is. The snow picked up a little bit, and it was pretty sweet. Just the fans and the stadium, the atmosphere was pretty cool. And there at the end, we're in the victory formation. That's always the stuff I remember. It's pretty sweet. And then, Bo, man. I trained with Bo before the pre-draft and got to know him well, him and his family and his wife. And first off, they're just great people, great Christians. Really enjoyed being around Bo Nix and his family. Obviously, the news is it was heartbreaking for what a player he is, the guy he is, and just know, praying for Bo. I know he's going to bounce back. He's a great player in this league, and look forward to matching up with him. We had one in college, and he got the best of me, so I know he'll bounce back. But I know they got a good team, and it should be a tough one next week.
Hi, Drake. Congratulations. I'm just curious. Mike Vrabel, when he was just in here, said you guys are excited about the win, but you're not satisfied. Is that kind of how you would also describe the mentality among the team? And what does that mean to not be satisfied?
Yeah, I think not satisfied means we're back on the road. Back on the road in the AFC Championship game. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. So I'm just trying to enjoy these playoff wins. I think in the regular season when you come up with wins, you feel like you can play better. You kind of have this down mentality and just know that we made enough plays tonight. And obviously, I wish I had some plays back, but that's part of it. That's part of playing good teams in the playoffs. And proud of these guys for how we played. Keeps on being a defense picking us up when we need to, and special teams was huge. And so, like I said, just back on the road, and we got a tough opponent.
Mark Maskey on the left.
Drake, eight turnovers total in the game between both teams. How much of that do you think was the elements? How much was the caliber of the defenses? What did you attribute?
Yeah, I think it's credit to their defense. We knew they were going to be good, and they lived up to the hype and all the statistics and all the the ball hunting that we saw on film. They ball hunt, and on the edge they're tough. I got to do a better job stepping up, and got to hit some guys downfield when we had our chances, but. Like I said, we made enough plays. We scored, 21, and our defense helped out with 7. So we did what we had to do in the game, and the elements were a little tough. I got to be better with the football, when I'm taking off and running, and from there just know that the football is the prized possession, and when we don't turn the ball over and put our defense in bad spots, I like our chances.
Drake, you played 2 playoff games. Your team's got 2 wins, so you know what it takes to win in the playoffs now. How much tougher was this game than the first game, and how much tougher do you expect it to get?
Yeah, it's going to keep on getting tougher. We play, keep on playing, great defenses with great quarterbacks and teams that deserve to be here, and that's what we feel like we deserve to be here. And we got times where we know we're going to have to be at our best in critical moments, and it comes down to it's going to come down to the end, and it's going to come down to making plays when you have them, and I got to just keep on giving our guys a chance to make plays, and I like our chances when with those guys in those locker room. Man, it's fun to be with those guys, and it's just fun to show up here, and I'm just glad the season's keep on going. So hopefully it goes for a good while longer.
2 final questions. Bill Bird.
Drake, obviously, Coach Vrabel gets a lot of credit for establishing what's here, starting going back to when he was hired. Talk about what he's meant for you personally. What has he done for Drake Maye to make you a better player?
Yeah, I think he challenges me. He challenges me really every day. Every day in practice, every day. And every time I come back from the sideline from a drive, he's always got something to say. And it's not like it's something that's usually meaningful and that's worth something. So just trying to listen to him, absorb as much as I can. I know he's played some big games like this, so it's cool when you can see kind of his emotion on his face when he's not even playing and he's coaching, and how much he cares for us, how much he cares for each of us personally. And I think he just pushes me to be the best I can be. And one of the best things about coaches, he coaches hard, but he also cares about us a lot. And I think that goes a long way. So, Coach Vrabel is he's constant now. He's it's hard when I'm sitting right here, and my man is with the camera on team meetings. He's got a sarcasm that I haven't really figured out 100% yet. He's got a little tough sarcasm where I want to laugh, but you don't really want to. But no, I think he's a big dude too. I respect somebody that looking me in the eye, and he's always got something to say, and I think it's always something that is either funny or helps the team and helps us win.
Drake, congrats. I do want to ask you a little bit more about the weather, if I could. There was that drive where you had the touchdown pass to Steph, and in that drive, it looked like you had a better grip on the ball, quite honestly. Did something change with the weather that enabled you to do that throughout the game? I mean, things seem to be better after that.
Yeah, I think when the snowflakes, stop, I think it's a little easier to throw the football. You got a little better grip, but really, I think, I think CJ would probably say the same. We both had some throws that, was tough. It was tough to get grip on it. I think it's tough in warm-ups because you kind of get a feel where the ball doesn't touch the ground and the guys are just passing it around with each other and, pause. But I think the biggest thing is you'll get back there with the snow and just having a good grip on it and letting it rip. But I think, like I said, the weather is no excuse, but there's definitely times where the ball rolls around on the ground with the center before the snap and it gets a little wet. So it's definitely it was tough, but I feel like we made enough throws. So thank you.
Marcus, Kyra said during the week, I like us, with all the talk of the Houston D and whatever. What did you like about you guys today? And what is it you in the end zone? Do you just smell the end zone when you get the ball in your hands?
Yeah, I would say, we put in a lot of work, on the defensive side, offensive side, special teams, and we know what we invested in when it came down to all the preparation and stuff like that. So, we definitely have the situation of confidence when it comes down to it. And, man, just try to be right place, right time. Without that play, I can't say without that play, KC, he was right there, and, those guys always making it, harder for the situation of the quarterbacks and everything, and it was just right place, right time.
Marcus, we heard from Coach Core on Thursday that CJ was deadly when he had a clean pocket. Yeah. Obviously, he didn't here tonight. Did you have a sense that if you got pressure on him, you might have a ball like you did on the touchdown?
Yeah, we knew that, CJ at the end of the day, when it comes down to having only, 4-man rushing or 3-man rushing, he can dice, defenses up. So our main thing was to have pressure, when it comes down to it. And I'm glad that, we caused what we caused today.
Bob Sosi?
Hey, Marcus, speaking of pressure and marrying the pressure with the coverage, how has it, as a defense, how's your unit progressed in that end? You guys become a lot more aggressive since I'm thinking about week 14 in terms of blitzes, applying the pressure, but at the same time, on the back end, taking advantage of it.
Yeah, I feel as though, when it comes down to, pressures, like you said, it's all 11 working. The guys getting in the right place, right time, causing havoc on the quarterback, but then also the guys on the back end being in the right spots, because usually whenever you have pressures, quarterbacks want to have quick game. So being able to, be in the right place in the right time is very effective and very good to have. And we've progressed when it came down to that. So communication is a big thing because not only us being in the right place, right time, we always got the, the crowd being loud, which we want them to do, but we got to find out ways to communicate, and hand signals and, making sure to talk before the play happens is very important.
Dan Roach in the back.
Marcus, your coach said that you guys seem to be excited but not satisfied with the win. But with that said, just from a pure emotion standpoint, how good does it feel to be in the AFC Championship game next week, a place you guys are 8-0 on the road this year and heading for that big game with an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl? Yeah,
man, it's great to be in the position that we are, but we're one of those people, one of those teams, I would say, that love to flip the page. We're going to be excited, spend time with our family and everything, and spend time with each other. But whenever it comes down to later in the week, we'll definitely dive into Denver because they're a great team.
Bill Burt?
So, Marcus, you've been here for a couple of years. You've ridden the roller coaster. What strikes you about the consistency of this team? You could even probably go back with stories from the offseason, from OTAs and whatnot, but we're talking 17 games, 16 wins. That's not normal. It's not normal for any team, but a team with so many new coaches, a new head coach, so many new players. Where does that come from? Why the consistency?
Yeah, I would say the identity. A lot of people, would be like, well, what about the identity? We all have the same common goal when it comes down to the end of the day. Whatever helps us win, we're down for it. So, offense is going to have good times and they're going to have bad times. Defense is going to have, the same thing with special teams. So making sure that we stay day in, day out, have the right goal is the main thing.
How does Coach Vrabel play into that?
Oh, consistency of always telling us, whenever we're doing good, we could be doing better and, things like that. So I would say that's the main thing.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Marcus.
Appreciate you guys.
Kevan, congrats. Just, you talked about it. You guys were still hungry. What was the attitude going in, and what were you able to do consistently well to be able to produce the way you guys did defensively and get to the AFC Championship game?
Obviously, I think the biggest thing is protect home. Come out there with a relentless and a dominant attitude, and just play to our identity, man. I think all week we've been hearing about the opposing side's defense. So of course that gives extra motivation, extra boost, just because of who we allow them to be. So just coming to this game, man, we knew everything was on our side of the ball, man, was all in our favor for sure.
Hey, Kevan, congrats. Coach Vrabel was saying that there was a lot of people involved in all of the turnovers, and I think that you had 2 pressures that led to interceptions. What did you see on those plays, and what did you just see about the turnovers in general today?
I think just regardless of kind of what the play IQ was, man, I think the biggest thing about the game is, man, find a way to get to the ball. We knew this was a big defensive matchup going into the game, and I think field position and turnovers was going to be the deciding factor going into the game. So regardless of kind of what the play call was, man, you see ball, get ball. So we had the opportunity to make those plays happen, and we did.
From everything we've heard all season, your coach has done a great job of getting you guys to tune out the noise. The noise this week is going to be the quarterback change in Denver. So what do you guys got to do to think of the matchup and not whatever advantage it suddenly gives you because of that change?
I don't know, man. I think we enjoy this win right now. I think we haven't gotten that far. I know, obviously, we know that's our next opponent, but we're not going to skip past this win. We're going to take advantage of this moment for sure.
Casey, how long during the week was there talk about not let C.J. Stroud have a clean pocket, get in his face, make him make mistakes? What was the plan to do that? And talk about a little bit about actually having to do that and doing it during the game.
Yeah, I think the back end did a great job all day, man, giving them different looks and giving them different reads to kind of try to disguise and pick apart. So I think that was the biggest thing, man, getting them to hold the ball in clutch, give us an extra second to get to the quarterback. And I think the front four, man, we just wanted to fight and do everything we can to get there. So I think all praise goes to the back end, and the back seven, man, continues to give those opportunities, man, and the front four taking advantage of them for sure.
Last question, Alex Porter.
Hey, Kevan, you guys had to play without some key players on defense down the stretch due to injury. Everybody finally back for this game. What does it mean to your unit to be able to play with, everybody and get Milton and Robert and guys like that and Kairos back?
It's huge. It's huge, man. Regardless of kind of whoever's in, everybody's preparing as a starter, man. But with those guys coming in with their IQ and their ball knowledge, and that's just obviously their gameplay, it gives this team a huge boost. And, man, obviously I think we see it in the last couple of games, just slowly getting guys back and things getting a lot more dominant on our side of the ball for sure. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Rhamondre, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Take us through your day. Had an eye issue. How tough was that? And coming back in and then being part of the team that finished things off with that drive that you guys put together to just take time off the clock and get in victory formation eventually.
Yeah, great team win to start off. I think we fought hard. O-line was working all day. That's a good defense we're going against, and got poked in the eye a little bit, but nothing serious at all.
Mike Reese.
Rhamondre up top here.
Yeah.
How would you just describe your emotions on advancing to the AFC Championship game?
Very excited. I've been in the league for 5 years, haven't been in this position, so gonna make the most of it. Put my best foot forward, and hopefully get another win next week, and on to the big game.
Rhamondre, opportunity to close out the game there at the end with the ball in your hands. What did that mean, and how much did you get kind of an overall performance from guys to have the success you guys had today?
It takes all 11 on the offensive side of the ball, and it feels good to end the ball or end the game with the ball in my hands, and just running behind my O-lineman. That's tough football in my eyes. Just controlling the clock and running it when they know you're going to run it. So. Great thing to get that done today, and a lot to clean up for sure, but great to get that done.
Rhamondre, you guys have 2 playoff games, 2 wins. What have these 2 games taught you about what it takes to win in the playoffs?
It's going to take all of us. It's going to be a fight every time, and it's great teams on the other side of the ball. We got to play our best football this time of the year and keep it going. just limit mistakes, and we could win.
Hey, Rhamondre, the fullback position has been a big part of Josh McDaniels' offense here in the past. And this season we've seen Jack Westover primarily in that role. What do you say about Jack's development and what he's done?
Yeah.
So often we've seen the two-back formations of late.
Yeah. Jack's came a long way, and he's doing a great job. Me, Travion, De'Arn Israel, we love running behind him. And like you said, his development been great this whole season. Started off at tight end kind of, but he made that move, and now we're running behind him, and he's doing a great job. And I'm proud of him, proud of where he's at right now, and just proud of this team, and just got to keep it going.
Rhamondre, you mentioned overcoming mistakes. Drake had to deal with a fair amount of strip sacks here today. What were the conversations like around him in the huddle and then on the sideline?
Just next play, really. It wasn't really a big deal to us. Like I say when I come here all the time, it's just if it's a bad play, next play. If it's a good play, next play. So it wasn't really nothing to talk about. We know the type of guy he is. He knows he made a mistake or whatnot. So it wasn't really nothing like that. It was just next play. He's our quarterback, and we know he makes great plays. So just on to the next play. Appreciate you guys.
Robert, congrats on the win. You're an emotional guy. What was the emotion of today like? And you guys have battled all year long, and now you have an opportunity to play in an AFC Championship game. How good does it feel?
Yeah, I'm so proud of the guys continuing to work each and every day, show up here with the great energy and attitude, and then to go out there and perform. We knew it was going to be a 60-minute battle. We knew they weren't going to lay down for a second, so I'm just so proud of the resilience and the comeback attitude of this team and how we just keep fighting.
Robert, I think you were here after the Pittsburgh loss, and I think you said, I'm telling you, there's something here. What did you see? And going forward, I think it's 16 wins out of 17 games. Not saying you predicted that, but what did you see here? Where does that start, and where does that come from?
I saw a group of hungry guys that were willing to do whatever it takes to get the wins required to be meaningful in this league. It's never easy to win games, but I saw the group of guys that we had in that locker room, the heart of the guys that we have in that locker room. I knew we were going to fight each and every play, each and every game to be here is special.
Hey, Robert, on the last play of the game, or the last defensive play, you had the pass breakup down the field there. Can you just take us through what you saw in that play?
Yeah, I'm running down the middle of the field, and the receiver's eyes just get big. They're looking up at the ball. You sense it's coming. I'm like, just don't foul him. Make a play on the ball. Don't turn around. Let him catch it first, and don't let him come to the ground with the ball. And I was able to get it out and help make a play for the team.
Robert, congrats on the win. From a defensive standpoint, how much do you feel that the crowd's energy played into really rattling that Houston offense tonight?
The crowd was awesome. The energy all game long was deafening. Being a primary communicator on the defense, it's like, wow. Like, people cannot hear me. They're 5 feet away, and I'm like, the call. And they're like, what is it? So it's like just one of those fun atmospheres where you got to take your mouthpiece out, you got to take the Invisalign out, speak clearly, speak loudly, and get it to everybody. So I was really proud of how our guys came together for that.
Hey, Robert, how would you describe this season?
A work in progress. We're not finished. We're just going to continue to put our heads down, bring the energy required each and every day to this game planning of the week, and pour our hearts into it like we all have. Every man in that locker room, every coach has just poured their hearts into this season, and we're going to continue to do that and let the chips fall where they may.
Robert, you talked about the Invisalign bit and obviously getting your voice heard and all that stuff. When you go to Denver, it might be quieter for you guys because they're going to be on offense. Does that make things at all easier on your defense?
We're going to have a big challenge ahead of us in Denver. We're going to prepare. We're going to do everything we need to be going to that game with confidence, with swagger. And like I said, let the chips fall where they may. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, guys.
Hunter, how would you describe your emotions to advance to the AFC Championship game?
Oh, man.
Gosh, what a blessing to just be in this situation, be in this moment. Gosh, it almost doesn't feel real in a way, but just I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited, man. Just filled with a lot of gratitude and a lot of joy.
Hunter, here in the playoffs, we've watched your defense certainly step up and get the job done. What's it been like to watch as you guys have evolved as a team to kind of come together now with all three units contributing and you guys going as a machine? Yeah, I mean, man, the playoffs is hard. It takes all of us, and we've preached that all year long, and it's really coming together right now. And to watch how our defense is flying around and making plays right now is just, man, it's really, really cool. I think they, were excited to kind of go out there and show who they were. Obviously the Texans defense was, man, they were a problem. They cause a lot of problems. They do a lot of different things, and they're very, very talented and hard to go against. And our defense stepped up to the challenge too and played lights out today.
Hunter, over here. You've had the best seat in the house to watch Drake's development this year, right? Now he's led you guys to 2 playoff wins. What do you think? How much fun has that education for him the last 2 weeks been for you to watch? Because you know how it's not easy to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's learning that fast, how hard it is and how you have to just stay in the game, that nothing's really going to be perfect. You just got to continue to fight, to scratch, to claw. Some things might not go your way, and you just have to come back and keep swinging. I'm proud of him for continuing to do that. I mean, just continue to step up today in a major way and when we needed him. He's done it all year, but today was pretty special in those elements and the elements in Foxborough and everything. So, he's a special player and a lot of fun to play with.
Hunter, congrats on the win, man. I know it's been a few years since you played in the AFC West, but can you help your guys a little bit in what it's like sort of acclimating and getting ready for a game in Denver, and will you do that this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge, man. When that place is rolling, it's going to be extremely loud. I know it'll be an environment. I mean, they'll be ready to go. The elevation can be an issue, but just, staying hydrated, moving around a lot. I mean, we'll be all right in a way, but I know the environment will be a lot. They'll be loud. We'll have to match that intensity. It's a big opportunity, and I know all the guys will be excited for it.
Hunter, at the beginning of the year, training camp, there was no talk from anybody about the Patriots advancing where you guys have. But you developed a statement, we all we got, we all we need. That suggested inner belief in yourselves and the coaching staff. What brought forth that inner belief, and how dangerous is a team with that kind of inner belief that you guys have?
I think we have a locker room full of guys that just kind of have a chip on their shoulder and thrive with that chip on their shoulder. And I think everybody is fueled that together and coming together too. So it's a lot of fun to play with guys like that, that just want to win, that want to find a way to win, whatever it takes. Like, if it's, doing some extra chip blocks or, blocking on the edge a little bit more for the receivers, if it's staying in protection for the running backs, obviously the O-line does so many different things. If it's running the ball a little bit more than we need to, it's just, and then defense, obviously, just flying around making plays. But I don't know, man. It's fun to play with these guys, and we've really come together as a group. And just we try to play to our identity, try to play to who we are. And we have a lot of fun doing that together.
Yeah, Hunter, some explosive, spectacular plays today as a unit, but also the turnovers and the near turnovers. How do you grade the performance of the offense as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we were able to string some drives together, in critical situations, which were really, really big. Obviously, the turnovers is not what you want. A couple of them were, man, honestly, you got to give credit to them too, of making plays. And they have some really, really good players on their side of the football, and they were able to make them. We got to learn from that fast and not, put ourselves in that position. But man, our defense, you got to give a lot of credit to our defense to how they responded doesn't really matter where the ball is put down. I feel like they just continue to compete, continue to fight. And, man, I love playing with those guys. It was a lot of fun to watch them fly around.
Hey, Hunter, this is kind of a continuation of an earlier question just about in terms of how you felt. 2 weeks in a row, playoff game, victory formation, at home, taking a knee in that situation. What goes through your mind, particularly today, snowfall, knowing that in a week you're playing in the AFC Championship?
Yeah, man, that living on the prairie was sick with the snowfall at the end of the game. That was really, really special, man. Just the last 2 weeks have been, honestly, two of my favorite games I've ever been a part of in my career. Just the environment, just the electricity, just the fans, everybody into it, the whole game, giving us a true home field advantage. And it was really, really special for me to be a part of that. And so, that was this game, and then last week was really, really special and a lot of fun to be a part of.
Thank you, Hunter.
Thanks, guys.